Hello, students. How are you all? I hope that all of you are fit and healthy at your places. I am your English grammar educator, and today I'll start with the first chapter of your English grammar book, which is the sentences. Okay, so let us start. Please take out your notebooks and start noting down things with me. Okay, so in this chapter, let us start by a engagement. Okay, read each line carefully, state whether it is complete sentence or not. So here what we will do, we will read all of these sentences and we'll try to identify if the sentence is complete or not. Okay. So the first sentence is after the storm ended. Okay. So this does not seem complete. So we can cross this. The dog barked loudly at the stranger. This sentence is complete because it has the correct subject, all the articles are in place, and punctuation marks are also added. Now, the third sentence, in the middle of the football field. No, this sentence is not complete. Now, fourth sentence, we planted a tree in the backyard. This sentence is complete because it has a proper subject, pronoun is present there. Okay, so and punctuation is also there. So this is a complete sentence because she forgot her notebook. So now this sentence is not complete. The baby giraffe stood up on its shaky legs. तो यहाँ पर what is there? The baby giraffe stood up on its shaky leg. This sentence is complete. Okay. Now the seventh and the last sentence that we have, walking through the forest alone. Right. So this sentence is not complete because first thing, capital letter is not used. Second, punctuation or full stop is not here. And here we don't have the subject to this sentence. We have a verb, but the subject is not present. Okay. Why do you think the others are complete sentences? Discuss. Right? We discussed with every sentence what was the problem. Let us do something now. Explore. Rearrange the words in correct order to form meaningful sentences. Now what we have to do, we have to arrange these words and form meaningful sentences. So what is the first sentence? Pencil sharpeners her Rita carefully. So what sentence can we make? We can make a simple sentence out of this. Okay. What we can write? Rita sharpens her pencil carefully. So this is the correct sentence. And at the end, we have to use a full stop. Football brother every place evening mine. So to arrange this sentence properly, what we can write? We can write my brother plays football every evening. Right? Now raining outside heavily it is. So how can we rearrange this sentence? It is raining heavily outside. Okay, is this clear? Now what we have? Book reading, I interesting and am. So how can you rearrange this one? I am reading an interesting book. ओके, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा? इट बिकेम आई एम रीडिंग एन इंटरेस्टिंग बुक. नाउ द लास्ट सेंटेंस, दिस वन यू हैव टू डू ऑन योर ओन. ठीक है, ये सेंटेंस बच्चों आप खुद से करिए. Explain. We use words to express our thoughts and feeling. A group of words that makes complete sense is called sentence. एक group of words जो पूरा sense बना रहा है उसे हमने क्या बोला? Sentence बोला. For example, Jaipur has fine forts. ठीक है. Now this sentence is making complete sense to us. इससे हमें क्या समझ आ रहा है? हमें समझ आ रहा है कि जयपुर के अंदर बहुत अच्छे फोर्ट्स हैं. ठीक है. Now next, when did you go to Jaipur? आप जयपुर कब गए थे? This is a question. How beautiful the sunset was. Sunset कितना सुंदर था. A sentence expresses a complete thought. एक sentence से आपको एक पूरा thought पता चलता है. A sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. एक sentence की starting में capital letter होता है और ending एक full stop से होती है. A question mark or a exclamation mark. अब या तो आपका सेंटेंस के एंड में एक फुल स्टॉप होगा, एक क्वेश्चन मार्क होगा या फिर एक एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क आपको मिलेगा सेंटेंस के एंड में, विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट आर फ्रेजेस? Phrases is a group of words that does not make complete sense on its own, but every group of words cannot be called phrases. Phrases must make some sense. Now, यहाँ पे क्या बोला गया कि जो phrases हैं वो एक group of words हैं जिनकी आपको complete sense नहीं मिल रही है, but they are giving you some sense. Okay, not complete sense but some sense. तो इसीलिए we cannot call every group of sentence a phrase. Okay. Phrases do not contain, sorry. For example, let's see example. Has fine, not a phrase. This is not a phrase because it is not giving any sense. When I say fine forts, it gives some sense. It tells about the fort that the forts are fine. They are of good quality. Okay. Phrases do not contain a verb or a subject. For example, अब जो भी आपका phrase होगा उसमें एक verb और subject नहीं होगा. ठीक है. They do not have the verb or a subject. ठीक है. At 7 o'clock, uh, at 7 o'clock. So this is a phrase because it does not have any verb or subject, but it makes sense. It makes some sense कि 7 बजे. It's saying 7 बजे. The brave boy. The brave boy इसका भी सेंस है every day, हर रोज. The black book, काली वाली बुक है ना, काली किताब. तो यहाँ पे a sentence must always have a verb. अब इनको अगर सेंटेंस बनना है फ्रेज को तो उनमें हमेशा एक वर्ब होनी ही होनी चाहिए. ठीक है. काइंड्स ऑफ सेंटेंसेस. अब हम लोग पढ़ने वाले हैं कि सेंटेंसेस की कितने काइंड्स होते हैं. सेंटेंसेस के हमारे पास 4 काइंड्स होते हैं mainly. ठीक है. कौन कौन से? assertive, imperative, interrogative and exclamatory. ठीक है. ये हमारे 4 टाइप के सेंटेंस हैं. कितने? 4 kinds. Sentences are of 4 kinds. So first let us start with an assertive or declarative sentence. अब assertive या declarative sentence होता क्या है? Sentence says or states something. ये वाले sentence या तो कुछ बोल रहे हैं या फिर ये क्या कुछ state कर रहे हैं. State करने का क्या मतलब होता है? एक fact आपको बता रहे हैं. ठीक है. For example, Rabindranath Tagore was a renowned poet. Rabindranath Tagore was a renowned poet, philosopher and artist. तो यहाँ पर ये आपको क्या बता रहे हैं? रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर के बारे में, उनके बारे में ये बता रहे हैं कि वो एक पोएट यानी जो पोएम्स लिखते हैं, फिलोसफर्स जो फिलोसफीज देते हैं, एंड आर्टिस्ट जो आर्ट क्रिएट करते हैं, जो ड्रॉ करते हैं. ठीक है. तो ये उनके बारे में बताया. तो ये आपको स्टेट कर रहा है उनके बारे में कुछ. An assertive sentence can either be affirmative or negative. तो whenever you talk about a affirmative sentence, वो आप सॉरी असर्टिव सेंटेंस वो अफर्मेटिव हो सकता है, यानी वो पॉजिटिव कुछ बोल सकता है, या फिर नेगेटिव सेंटेंस हो सकता है। नेगेटिव सेंटेंस से हमें ये दिखता है that the verb or anything in the sentence is not being done. Okay, like Tagore won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913. It is an affirmative sentence because what does the sentence means? It means that Tagore को 1913 में क्या मिला? नोबेल प्राइज मिला। ठीक है। He did not confine his creativity to poetry only. उन्होंने अपनी creativity को poetry तक to confine करना. What does confine mean? It means रोकना, समेटे रखना, वहां तक नहीं रखा। ठीक है। An interrogative sentence asks a question. अब जो आपका interrogative sentence होता है वो क्या करता है? वो question पूछता है। For example, how did Ravindranath Tagore contribute to Indian literature? अब रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर ने Indian literature में कैसे contribute किया? This is a question I can ask you. If you have read about Ravindranath Tagore, so I can ask you this question, right? How did he contribute? है ना? So this is an interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentences can be of two types. अब interrogative sentences भी हमारे दो तरीके के होते हैं। कौन से? फर्स्ट होता है हमारे yes no question एंड सेकेंड होते हैं हमारे WH क्वेश्चन। अब जो हमारे yes no क्वेश्चन होते हैं, जब वो आपसे पूछे जाएंगे ना, तो आपको क्या पता चलेगा? जब आपके WH yes no क्वेश्चन होंगे तो यू कैन आंसर either simply with a yes or with a no. बट जब WH क्वेश्चंस की बात की जाएगी तो आप लोगों को एक स्टेटमेंट में आंसर करना पड़ेगा। ठीक है। व्हाट आर द WH क्वेश्चंस? व्हेन आई से व्हाट, वेयर, व्हेन, है ना? सो दीज स्टार्ट विद WH, है ना? उसके अलावा देयर आर हाउ। हाउ इज not starting with WH but it has the words W and H. So these are our WH questions. Yes no questions. Were you absent yesterday? अब आप इसका you can answer this simply in a yes, yes I was absent, or a no. You can say in a yes or no. But when we talk about WH questions, इसमें क्या होता है? Why were you absent yesterday? आप कल क्यों नहीं आए थे? Is the question asking. तो इसमें you have to give a statement. You have to give a reason. Okay. Now next, a yes or a no question can be answered in yes or no. Yeah, what we talked कि जो yes no question है उसका आंसर जब आपको देना होगा तो आप सिंपली या तो yes बोल देंगे या no बोल देंगे। A WH questions begin with a question word like कौन से question words जो अभी मैंने बताए थे? When, who, why, etc. These are the question words. It also includes how, जो मैंने अभी आपको बोला कि how भी WH words में ही आता है। ठीक है। A imperative sentence expresses a command, order, a request or a advice. Now हमारे थर्ड टाइप के सेंटेंस है imperative sentence. और वो क्या बता रहे हैं हमें? Imperative sentences are telling you they're expressing a command or order. ठीक है। अगर आप किसी को ऑर्डर देते हैं, you have to do this. So this is a imperative sentence. You have to go school daily. ठीक है। So this is a order. And then it can be a request. Kindly go to school daily. So अगर मैं ये बोलती हूँ तो ये एक रिक्वेस्ट है। Then it can be a advice also. When I say you should go to school daily, this is a advice. Na? So when we are talking about any command, request or advice, it is an imperative sentence. What are the examples? Let's see. Imperative sentence. Express a command. Go away. Okay, so this is expressing a command. Make a request. When you have to plead, you have to ask something politely. Please close the window. What are we saying? We are asking, can you please close the window? Window बंद कर सकते हैं क्या? So, what is the advice? We should always remain cool. हमें हमेशा ठंडा रहना चाहिए। ठंडा रहने से यहाँ पे मतलब है हमें हमेशा अपना दिमाग ठंडा रखना चाहिए। हमें हमेशा अपना बिहेवियर ठंडा रखना चाहिए। तो ये भी एक एडवाइस थी। ओके, so now the fourth kind of sentence, which is exclamatory sentences, express a strong feeling. A strong or a sudden feeling can be expressed by these sentences. Okay, and we can have either we'll have an exclamatory word or we'll end the sentence with the exclamation marks. So this is one of the way that you can identify a exclamatory sentence. Let's read the example. What a great poet Ravindranath was. तो हम लोगों ने क्या बोला, रविंद्रनाथ कितने अच्छे पोएट थे. So we are actually delighted or we are surprised by his excellence. Then how rich Indian literature is. Now we are talking about Indian literature and we are surprised or we are praising the literature of India. Okay. Now next, elaborate. Now what you have to elaborate? Think about a fun and special day from morning to the time you go to bed. Write about your day using at least two of each kind of sentences. Label each sentence to show what type of it is. So now what you have to do, you have to simply write a paragraph and you have to include each type of sentences, two sentences of each type in that paragraph. Like for example, I can say, uh, I woke up early. So this is an imperative sentence. My mother asked me, what will you have for dinner? So this is an interrogative sentence. Like this, you can complete the whole paragraph on your own. So now, kids, we'll start with the evaluate part of this chapter. This means that we'll solve questions related to the topic that we just studied. Okay, let's start. Sharpen your pencils and be ready. Okay, so what's the first question? Identify whether the given sentence are assertive, imperative, interrogative, or exclamatory. Now you have to identify these sentences. Okay? So what we have to write? Assertive के लिए we have to write A, imperative we have to write I am, interrogative IN, and exclamatory we have to use E. Okay, walk straight. So this is a imperative sentence. How is it an imperative sentence? Because we can see a sense of order in this sentence. Go to your room. This is also an imperative sentence because we are ordering the other person to do this. Mehul lost his new watch. So now what this sentence is? This is a assertive sentence. This sentence is assertive because it is a statement. It is just telling us about a situation. Now there is a question mark. So there is a cheat code that this is a interrogative sentence, but let us read it. Is there any milk left in the bottle? So this is a question and questions are interrogative. I-N. Okay. Can you locate Turkey on the map? So again, this is a question and it is a interrogative sentence. Please come to my house, Avantika. So this is a request. So it will be a imperative sentence. Okay. Now last we have look how enthusiastically they perform. So this is a exclamatory sentence. First there is a exclamation mark and second this is showing a sudden feeling. It is showing a emotion. Okay. So now let's come to the next question. Write a simple sentence in your notebook. Okay. So you have to write a simple sentence. There is an example here. We'll discuss this example and then you'll have to write. For example, it is raining. Now change the sentence to make all four sentences. Now first you'll write a sentence like it is raining. Okay. Then you have to make a declarative sentence that is it is raining. Interrogative sentence, is it raining? This is a question. Imperative, take your umbrella. So what we are saying in this sentence? We are saying that we are ordering the other person to take the umbrella. Then we have exclamatory sentence. What a heavy rain. कितनी तेज बारिश हो रही है. So this is a sudden emotion. This is a emotion of surprise. Okay. So now it's your turn. Write three simple sentences. Example, you can write the sentence about your school, food, animals, holidays, whatever you like, and change each sentence into all four types of sentences. Okay? You have to change that sentence, simple sentence, into all these four sentences. Like if I am talking about food, I like mangoes. So this is a simple sentence. If I have to write in a declarative form, I can say, I like mangoes. This is the declaration. Now, interrogative, do you like mangoes? That was a question. Imperative, bring me mangoes. This is a order. And exclamatory, what sweet mangoes. So, we are very surprised. We are very pleased by the taste of the mangoes. Okay. So, you have to do this. Divide the class into teams. Put sentences, type chits, declarative, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory in a bowl. One player picks a chit and says sentence of that type. 1 point for each correct sentence. The team with maximum point wins. Okay, understood what you have to do? Just make some chits, put it in a bowl, and all of your friends can play this game. Okay, every time you make the correct sentence, you'll get 1 point. So that was it for this topic. Now I'll meet you with the next topic in the next video of this chapter. Until then, take very good care of yourself and keep studying, kids. Okay? Thank you.